In 2012, Shinzo Abe was re-elected as Japan's Prime Minister. Soon after holding office, he proposed various social and economic policies to revive Japan's economy. Thus, the phrase Abe and economics combined to form Abenomics. In this video, we learn what it was all about. So watch this video until the end. It's quite an interesting one.
Hello guys, this is Shweta and welcome to the world of WallStreetMojo.
What is Abenomics? The 2008 financial crisis caused havoc not just in the US but across the globe. It is often seen that anything happening in the US has a trickle-down effect on other countries. The 2008 crisis was so big that it didn't just have short-term repercussions but also had long-term ones. It was because of it that Japan was still suffering in 2012, 4 years after the crisis unfolded. The nation's GDP was at minus 4.3% and exports were dropping and negatively affecting the country's economy. In 2012, Shinzo Abe was re-elected as Japan's Prime Minister. As a result, he not only saw Japan decline because of the financial crisis, but now had the task in hand of reviving the country's economy. Shinzo Abe was already aware of the limited spending habits of the Japanese, and he had to find a way to balance them with efficient economic initiatives. It is often seen that when people don't spend, businesses tend to slow down, and the overall financial health of the country goes down. Hence, Shinzo Abe decided to increase inflation by 2% to minimize deflation and to revive the country's economy after a long period of low growth. This concept of Abenomics was more than just about economic development. It also involved digitization and social reforms that benefited the country's economic growth, resulting in increased exports, more jobs, higher pay and enhanced competitiveness in the global market. Goals of Abenomics. Now that you know what Abenomics was about, here are some policy goals or the motives of Shinzo Abe. Number 1, achieving a sustainable growth rate. Number 2, accelerating an economic cycle. Number 3, boosting the GDP. Number 4, bringing inflation to 2%. Number 5, increasing demand. Number 6, making the nation globally competitive. Number 7, expanding exports. Number 8, creating more jobs. Number 9, promoting women employment. Number 10, correcting yen's overvaluation. Number 11, keeping interest rates below zero. Number 12, revising the Bank of Japan Act. And number 13, establishing Society 5.0, a data-driven, human-centric social arrangement for the future generation. 3 arrows of Abenomics. The entire plan of Abenomics was built on 3 essential principles. Number 1, fiscal policy. Under the fiscal policy of Abenomics, Japan spent billions on building infrastructure like roads, bridges, highways, etc. This led to the consumption tax doubling, and it also created lots of jobs. Since people now had jobs, they earned more and then even spent more, resulting in businesses doing good and the entire economy began moving forward. Other highlights of the fiscal policy included encouraging people to invest and spend, stimulating demand for goods and services, accelerating short-term growth, reducing corporate taxes, increasing GDP, liberalizing healthcare and agriculture industries, etc. Second, monetary policy. Japan experienced economic stagflation in the 1990s because of the real estate asset price bubble bursts. Also, banks had given out loans to individuals and entities without verifying their credentials, which led to high defaults. In addition, the high interest rates further discouraged people from taking loans and they limited their spendings. To tackle this issue, Shinzo Abe advised banks to reduce interest rates to encourage people to take loans. In addition, he advised banks to keep interest rates slightly negative to attract lending and investments. In 2018, the Bank of Japan kept the interest rates at minus 0.1%. However, this did cause some fear regarding the financial system's collapse. This led to a series of quantitative easing measures of printing additional money to keep the spending cycle high. As a result, high spending led to the prices of goods and services increasing, bringing the inflation rate closer to Shinzo Abe's target. Number 3. Structural reforms. According to the National Institute of Population and Social Security Research estimate, Japan was estimated to see a decline in population due to a low birth rate. Shinzo Abe's plan would have faced roadblocks due to labor shortages. To tackle this issue, he introduced several social reforms. Abenomics 2.0 was introduced to increase the birth rate in the country, and pensions and social securities were improved for the elderly. People were incentivized and enticed to start families. As a result, the country invested in childcare services and educational reforms to achieve its goals. Shinzo Abe also eliminated the spousal tax and encouraged women to enter the workforce through its Womenomics plan. Did Abenomics fail? Shinzo Abe devised many policies and effectively put them into practice. So did it work? Well, it did. Lots of jobs were created and unemployment went down 3%. Moreover, Japan's economy strengthened as the GDP, inflation, and tax revenues increased. The monetary policies controlled the yield curve, and the equity market benefited from it. As a result, Japanese companies began profiting massively from exports. Though the rate of acceleration was not as fast as Shinzo Abe wanted it to be, it did at least bring Japan's economy back on track. Shinzo Abe retired as Japan's Prime Minister in 2020. His replacement, Yoshihide Suga, carried on the Abenomics policies. Shinzo Abe has been widely praised for his efforts to revive the Japanese economy and get it back on track. Analysts also credit Abenomics as the policies helped Japan cope with the issues brought on by the pandemic. Japan still has danger looming upon them due to the global economic factors, and the aging population has yet to make things any easier for them. We'll end this video with this, and we hope you learned a lot. Before you leave, subscribe to the channel if you still need to, give this video a like, and maybe even share it with others. We'll see you at the next one.